guys, it's Kelly from Cards by Christine here with you for Paper Pumpkin Live. Very exciting. We are doing Delicate Wings, which is the April 2024 Paper Pumpkin. I am going to bring this up. Hello, Mary Lemke and Sandy Coy Emery. Oh, and hello, Randy. A couple of you patiently waiting for us. I'm going to bring it up and send the link to my mom, who has the kiddos who are anxiously wanting to watch. Oh, and they're wanting a shout out, so let me send them the link so that they can get on and then I can shout them out. Oh, the kiddos. YouTube. So, how has everyone been? It is a fantastic spring day here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. I actually had the opportunity to go out for a walk today during my lunch, walk down to the park. The museum is very strategically located just outside of Lakeside Park, which is our major park in Fond du Lac. So we walked, a coworker of mine and myself walked down to the park. Holy man, I don't need to hear myself. And it was just beautiful. It was like, I don't know, a 10 or 15 minute circuit, maybe, somewhere in there. And it was just a beautiful day. It was mid-60s, but there was like no breeze. So it was nice and warm and oh, it just felt good to be in the sunshine. It was beautiful. So I hope everyone else is having a great weather day and a great day. And here we are approaching the end of the week. I cannot believe it. And, oh, where's my chat? Okay, let's see here. There it is. We're almost at the end of the week. I can't believe it. It's just, time is flying by. I was looking at my calendar and, oh look, April is almost gone and I don't even remember when it started. Like, it just seems like that was yesterday. So, crazy. Oh, and then I have an extremely busy, probably 5 or 6 weeks coming up. We have our annual fundraiser for the Children's Museum that I work for, which is always so much fun. It's a really great time. This is the 20th year that we've done the dinner fundraiser portion, and for the first time ever, we are also doing a golf outing component prior to the dinner, and that's going to be another fundraising piece. So kind of seeking a different demographic there, trying to diversify so that we can try to make some more money. So I'm really excited about that. I know very, very little about golf, and because this year is the first year that we're introducing the golf concept, the theme of the whole dinner and everything is golf, so I really have a lot to learn. I'm making all these programs and decorations and all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not a golfer even a little bit. So I have a couple weeks to brush up on that. And then we also are doing brand new this year. I'm really excited. Unfortunately, the timing lines up right with our annual fundraiser, but the week leading into that, we have Screen Free Week. Hello, Penny. I am so excited. This is the first year that we're doing it. I remember when I was in school that we did No TV Week. And with how technology has evolved, I can absolutely see why No TV Week has evolved into Screen Free Week, because most of our consumption of media isn't necessarily TV anymore. It's either YouTube or, on your smartphone or anything like that. So the nationally branded program got transitioned into a Screen Free Week program, and we are partnering with our local hospital to provide all sorts of alternatives to screen activities to do during the week. So I'm really excited about that. Hello, Susan. Got a couple Florida friends here. I'm sure your weather is beautiful. Yeah, and then after that, we've got, oh my goodness. Then I go to Madison for a week for our National Children's Museum convention. Kind of glad that this year it's in Madison, because the last 2 years I've traveled to New Orleans, and then also the year prior to that to St. Louis, which I love traveling, and that was great, except for, I'm a little busy this year. So the fact that it's in Madison is actually like a little bit of a blessing. And then, man, let's see here. I don't know. There's just so much going on in such a short amount of time. It's crazy. But you know what? I spent a couple hours today organizing my calendar, organizing my to-do lists, and just trying to straighten it all out so that I can come into the weeks and the chaos, at least with my head on straight, maybe a little bit. A little bit of sanity. Hello, Maria. Thank you so much for joining. So excited. I haven't had the opportunity to do anything card making since the last paper pumpkin, so I do have a couple cards on my docket, though. I want to make a couple more watercolor cards, and then I have a list of people who've really helped me out through some of the challenges I've been going through in the last few months. So I want to send a little thank you card their way. So I have a couple on my radar. I just need to kind of carve out some time to do that. So who knows? Hopefully between this paper pumpkin and the next paper pumpkin, I can make some cards on the side. Alrighty. So let's see here. Do you have an attendance list?
I do.
Let's see if we can get a list of who is all subscribed to Paper Pumpkin through us. We like to call out our attendance and then also do a little drawing at the end.
Okay. You want me just to read them off?
Sure. Coming straight from Christine.
Okay.
I can read another one.
Lisa, boy, I tripped on that. Lisa Ann Colbert, Laura Wood, Lori Ransom, Brenda Crudwig, you, but it's actually Diana Muldoon.
It sure is Diana
Okay. Pat Thomas, Katie Garbish, Dawn Ablett, Susan Darrow, Marsha Long, Nicole Herrick, Marge Haas, Shirley Vanderboomer, Pat Settle, Jolene Schrei, Linda Grady, Carmen Melendez, Sue Spigner, Dee Serena, and I think that's it. And Diana's still in here. Oh, that's different. That's perfect. I got it. We got it. That's everything.
We got it.
Well,
So
and
do
you know
you
what?
want-
There's people at the top here. There's two that come in later in life here. Lynn Beasley, Amy Ponce.
Awesome. Yes, they are usually on the list. Do you want to make that into a numbered list for a random number generator?
And I might just tell you who the winner is. I might just do the
Okay,
drawing.
she's going to do the drawing and
just tell you the winner.
she'll slip me a note with the winner or just call it out if she's still working over there. Great. So let me know if you are here watching along with us. And then, as always, I like to ask, who's doing what tonight? Are you just watching just to have fun and enjoy the show? Are you actually doing your paper pumpkin along with me? We're just kind of taking it in to get some ideas. Of course, we'll make the cards. I think this kit is cards. And then we always end with an alternative. So sometimes I do advise, if you're not gung-ho or know that you aren't the type that do alternatives, sometimes it's nice to just watch along, see what the alternative is, and then decide if that's the route you're going to go or if you're just going to make them straight from the kit. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and crack open our present. It's so much fun when the paper pumpkin comes in the mail. I have a subscription box for my son from KiwiCo, which I love. I'm taking a temporary pause from it, unfortunately, kind of try to save a little bit of money. It's not that expensive, but we're a little backed up on them right now, and just, So I am, like, the excitement on his face when he sees his little green box come in the mail, oh, I'm like, I get it, buddy. I get that way when I see my paper pumpkin come through, too. Finding joy in the little moments. Just watching, ooh, you made yours already. That's amazing. Working with you and looking forward to the alternative. Watching from Colorado. Thanks for joining. Watching for the alternative. I love it. Thank you all so much for tuning in and commenting. All right, so we've got basic gray. Oh, these are very, very pretty. Okay, so we've got butterfly wings, an open pair of butterfly wings, and then, let's see here. Where am I getting I want to see how that maybe is a little better. Then a side profile of the butterfly wings. We've got a speckling here, and then the sentiments that we got are sending loving thoughts your way, everything will be okay, and surrounding you with love. Man, I love all of them. And as a graphic design student, I graduated a couple of years ago. I love typography, and this is really great font pairing. So beautiful. I'm a fan. We got basic gray. I'm going to go get my basic gray. All right, and then, so here's my spiel. Everyone that's watched before, you'll have heard this already. Every month, you get a Stampin' Spot. This month's Stampin' Spot is basic gray. In a 12-month period, they do not repeat colors, so it's a great way to expand your color collection and know that, you know, you're gonna get some diverse colors as you go. I do always opt to use my own stamp pad though, because I do prefer the foam pad compared to the fabric pad. And of course, this is a much larger stamping surface, but know that if you don't have any stamp supplies handy, this is an inclusive kit. So you get absolutely everything you need, and you don't need any other supplies other than what comes in the box. Same with, though, the block. So when you first subscribe, you get an acrylic block. It looks something like this. I do always opt to use my own acrylic block, however, because it is a little more ergonomic. It's got the rounded corners. It's a little thicker, just a little more comfortable in your hands. But you do get what you need, so don't dismay if you don't have any other stamping supplies. The Stampin' Block that comes with it is D-sized, and all of the stamps that ever come in a Paper Pumpkin kit are assured to be able to fit on that block. So it really is a very well designed kit, very thoughtfully put together and just made. It's thoughtfully made. So I love that. Now, wow, holy wow. Okay, so this is Delicate Wings, which is April 2024. We do have just a few kits left. So as you're watching along, if you missed out but still want to enjoy the kit, you can reach out and at that point, if we still have kits left, you can grab one for yourself. So we have beautiful foil. I didn't realize this had foil on it, so this is going to be a really fun one. Okay, let's see. All right, so let's get the plastic out of the way. Maria is watching. She made hers the other day on a live. That's awesome. Ooh, okay. So we have Tear and Tape and Dimensionals. So a couple different adhesives in this kit. These are the envelopes. So all of the envelopes for each of the cards are the same. They have this beautiful patch of gold foil butterflies on the flap. Wow, those are gorgeous. Okay, and then we have a pile of supplies. So we have this card base with gold foil butterflies on both sides. Holy man, look at that beautiful metallic. Okay. I'm always here for you with a butterfly whose wings pop forward. That's cool. So I'm sure we'll pop those out. We have a diagonal shape. Ooh, this is beautiful. Okay, so this is a basic white card base with some gold metallic speckling, which I absolutely love. Okay, then we have solid gold cardstock. Beautiful. Here is a mat that has pre-printed butterflies as well as a metallic gold, very fine line edge. Let's see if you can catch some of that. Metallic, not so much. Yep, hard to show. Then we have our final card base, which is basic gray with gold metallic butterflies all over it. Gorgeous. Okay, a couple more metallic accents. So metallic accent on these tags and metallic accents on these butterflies. Beautiful. And then here are just some additional punch outs that don't have any metallic, but they are nice and laser cut, so these will be nice to punch out. Hi Gwen, thank you so much for joining. We also at the very bottom of our stack have some glue dots. So that's all the goodies that we have. And then, of course, we have the insert for the stamps, the artwork for the stamps, I should say. And then our instructions. So let's see what we got going on. All right, so those are what the 3 cards are going to look like. I am a huge fan. Wow, this is a beautiful kit. If you can't tell how beautiful it is from the live, just trust me, like this gold, as you can see over here, it's catching the light just ever so beautifully. It's very pretty. So I always like to show you what we got going on. If you flip over your instructions, we're making 9 cards and 9 envelopes, so that's 3 each of 3 designs. Coordinating colors, we have basic beige, basic gray, Lost Lagoon, moody mauve, and champagne. And then there is a coordinating die set that goes with this that is available for purchase. It is add-on and only while supplies last. So sometimes these dies are very popular and they do run out of inventory, and sometimes their forecasting is a little more spot on. So if that is anything that interests you, make sure to grab it, because there is a chance that it does go out of stock. All right, there we go. Let's get started first with the basic gray card. So we are going to take the card base and our bone folder, and we're just going to give it a nice crease. And then we also need our, now I'm guessing this is champagne colored, because they said champagne was a coordinating color. So we need the piece of champagne, and we need the butterfly. It says, "I'm always here for you," and that sentiment is in metallic accent as well, which is so beautiful. Okay, so what we're going to do is, oh, this is such an easy card, not in a bad way. So we're gonna pop the wings. There's a couple just small points of attachment, but we're gonna pop them loose so that we can lift them up. I'm also going to take a minor break, bring out a piece of scrap paper, and just to level it up just a smidge, I'm going to put some Stella on the wings before I glue it down so that I can shimmy in a piece of paper behind it so that I don't have to be quite so careful as I Stella. So I'm going to go ahead and add some sparkle to the wings. So this first card is super duper easy. There's no stamping even, it's just adhering. That's also why I'm thinking Stella is necessary here. It's gonna be a beautiful card even without the Stella, because of all of the rich and regal colors, but this makes it a little more crafty too. Okay, so I'm just gonna lightly brush over the wings to coat them with a small glimmer of Stella. And you can see here, well, we can try to see. Nope, we're not gonna see that. But there's just a small, delicate little shimmer on there, so that's beautiful. Where did I put my Stella cap? All right, so we are going to put dimensionals behind the piece of champagne, and then we're gonna put tear and tape behind the butterfly. So let's do that. Okay. Now, one of the things that I really love about Paper Pumpkin is when you need to make something beautiful and quick, but you know, sometimes you don't have the brain power for it, Paper Pumpkin's here for you. But I will say you can absolutely use your own discretion as well. So here they are showing you the placement and suggestion of how many dimensionals. That's what these hexagons, white hexagons with an outline. That's what they're showing you here, is that's where you put the dimensionals. So go ahead and do that, but I'm actually going to opt to use more than that because, first of all, this piece of champagne is already bowed or warped. So I don't want it to further sag. It's a decent sized piece, and we're gonna be putting another thing on top of it. So I really don't want to compromise the integrity of the card by being stingy with the dimensionals. So I'm gonna put just a few more on than that, just so that it's nice and secure and it's definitely not gonna fall apart. Now, I did not take the dimensionals out yet. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the 3 down the side just like they had suggested. And then I'm going to turn off the light because we're flickering. Okay, hopefully that's okay. Let's go like this. Get myself a little resituated. I'm also gonna run a set in the middle here to help support the middle. All right, so push them down, peel off the backers. And then, okay, so here they show that you're putting the adhesive on, and then here it's showing layering them. Well, now I took all the backs off, so I'm gonna stick this to the card first instead of putting the butterfly on it first, because otherwise I'm gonna get it stuck to my workstation. You don't want that. All right, so do a better job making it straight than I did. Fortunately, I did not push it down hard, so I can straighten that up. It's very deceiving. It's only minorly crooked, and maybe not even crooked at that, but all right, we'll call that good. Then go ahead and flip over your butterfly, peel off the back of the tear-in tape, and center that on your champagne. I didn't vocalize this as I was doing it, so I don't know if you saw it or not, or caught it or not, but I did go ahead and pop up those butterfly wings, and I'll just show you on another piece how I did that. So of course, you know, you broke loose the few little points of attachment so that the wings were loose, and then like I had shown, I put the piece in there to Stella it. Then what I did was I held with my thumb is it called the thorax of the butterfly? I don't know, the body of the butterfly, and then just lightly folded the wing up, and then did the same with my other hand to put up the other. So that just helped give the butterfly some dimension. His wings are flying off of the card, which is really, really pretty. Also gives a little bit more of a shadow, and it also gives a little more of a peek of the copper, or not copper, the champagne. Now, of course, when I put this in an envelope and mail it to someone, the wings are gonna get pushed down by the postal machines and stuff like that. But if you're hand delivering this card, they definitely will stay nice and popped like that. So here is our first card. It is gorgeous. I am a huge fan of it. I hope the camera does it justice. Look at that beautiful metallic shimmer. So pretty. Okay, so that is card number 1. Easy peasy. Didn't even need to crack open the stamp pad or the stamps. So let's move on to card number 2. I'm gonna move a couple things out of my way that we don't need anymore. Okay, so card number 2 is going to be the speckly one. All right, so this is where we are going to be using these pieces. so we need 1, 2. I'm just gonna pop them all out, but I'm only gonna need half of these. Well, not even half of them, a third of them, because there are supplies for 3 cards. All right, so we are going to be stamping Everything Will Be Okay, and that is going to be on this banner with the bannered ends. We are also going to be using the large butterfly from this punch out. So the large butterfly does not have the foiling, but the smaller butterflies do. Okay, so now we're gonna grab the speckled card. Again, bring in your bone folder, get a nice crisp crease on there. All right, so it doesn't really matter, you know, both sides are equally splattered. So first we are going to be stamping Everything Will Be Okay. So the flat edge of this banner is to the left. Go ahead, grab your stamp pad, mount the stamp on your block. Oh, excuse me. Now this space would fit Everything Will Be Okay or Surrounding You with Love. So whichever sentiment is appropriate for what you are using this card for, that'll work. Okay, and then go ahead. I love this glass mat because you can line up your so the thing with these photopolymer stamps are they're malleable, which is great, except for when you mount it on your block, you could mount it like crooked and not even know it. So I like to line up the baseline of the font on a grid here so that I can see that I'm lining it up straight. And then I'm going to mount it sideways along the block just so there's a little more buffer room. I don't know if that's necessary or not, but it's just more comfortable in my hand and I feel more confident stamping when it's a longer stamp to put it sideways. So I like to just, when it's a new stamp, I like to just stamp it off a couple times, get a little bit of that stickiness off of the stamp. Sometimes I notice it seems to make a difference in the quality of the stamp. Other times I don't notice a difference. So, you know, maybe it's just in my head. Okay, go ahead and lightly tap it on your stamp pad. And then we're going to do our best to not only make it level, but also centered. So, no pressure. They do give you 1 extra in case of your 3, you make 1 fatal error. Everything will be okay. I love it. Alrighty. Go ahead and get that cleaned off. I like to always make sure I clean up my stamping supplies as I go because there are just far too many opportunities to either lose your stamp or get yourself into an inky mess if you don't close up your stamp pad. I've never done either of those though, I promise. Ooh, that is not clean. All right. So now it looks like step 2 here on our instructions is a lot of tear and taping. So let's see how that's gonna turn out. All right, let's stick that down. Okay, so I'm trying to see here if the pieces of tear and tape are placed specifically for any purpose, because like there's a gap here, but it doesn't look like anything's getting tucked into that gap. So I guess I'm gonna just follow the instructions and place the adhesive where they placed it, and then hopefully we'll learn as we go whether or not it was necessary, because I don't see a need for that very specific placement, but we will see. Hello, Patricia. It is so nice of you to join us. Joining us from Oregon. All right, so first we have our diagonal piece. So we've got a couple pieces of tear and tape along the left, a couple pieces along the bottom, and then 2 pieces along the curved edge that don't go, they go about halfway up. So that's where I'm wondering if that is done strategically or just not haphazardly, but just, yeah, kind of haphazardly. I don't know. So we're gonna try it out. So we've got one down there and one kind of in the middle. Okay, so that takes care of that piece. We're also going to run a piece of tear and tape along the back of the sentiment. Tear and tape, of course, is included with this kit. I don't know that, you know, I feel like I would just use liquid glue. I don't know if there's an intentional purpose behind the tear and tape. Normally I use tear and tape for things like ribbon or ribbon sandwiches or things that are a little more, have a call out for tear and tape. This to me is just adhesive. So I feel like I could easily bring in my liquid glue, which of course is my adhesive of choice. But again, we're learning. We'll see if there is an intentional purpose as we put it together. Okay, so bring your card in. The first step is to take the backer off the tear and tape and stick down the diagonal. Hello, Loretta from Missouri. Thank you so much for joining. All right, we are going to adhere to the bottom and flush with the left and right our diagonal piece. Okay, so now there's kind of like a pocket up here, but I don't think there's any intentional purpose for that. We will see. Okay, we also have our sentiment. This is going to go about a ½ inch down from the top of the card, but left justified. So it's going to be straight against the seam of the card. Jean Kohler is in Southern Oregon. I love the way Kelly pronounces Oregon. So now, is that how I was pronouncing it? Or like, because I looked at that and I'm like, okay, so now how did I say it? Oh, man. My Midwest accent. Okay, so then I think I would layer the butterflies from top to bottom because that seems to be how they are layered on here to get that effect. So we've got our profile butterfly. I'm going to place that one here-ish. So now I don't know if it's supposed to be going over this. It's our own creation, so we can make it however we want it to. I'm just trying to replicate their card as closely as possible. I can see though, so I'm gonna pick this up, that they actually kind of tilted their butterfly a little more. So it looks as though theirs is probably, the body of theirs is looking to like be resting on this slope. So we'll go with that. The next is the big butterfly. The big butterfly is going to go, okay, so the top of the right wing is kind of covering the body of the one that we already adhered down. And then it's cocked at this type of an angle. And now I'm wondering if the reason that the adhesive was strategically placed is to kind of lift these wings up to give it a little dimension. While we're doing that, I see a great opportunity for Stella. Not that there's not enough glimmer on this already with all the metallic accents, which are absolutely beautiful. But this butterfly in the middle is kind of a little left out of the party because they do not have any shimmer. So let's go ahead and throw some Stella on her. And then she'll fit in with her friends a little better. And it will be easier to do that now than after the next butterfly is adhered. I always forget about adding Stella to Paper Pumpkin. Today I am on it. I'm gonna add a second coat just because I want her to feel beautiful. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and lift that wing up one more time, and I'm even gonna kind of give it a curl. All right. Then we've got our last butterfly, and that one is going to go here-ish. So now we're about 3/8 of an inch up from the, or in from the side of the card. Now the adhesive here is again just on this left wing. So I'm gonna hold the left wing and lift the right wing, and then I'm gonna go ahead and make a curl again with my other fingers. I don't think I can get any extra dimension out of this little guy because he seems pretty flat and not, I don't think it would make sense to try to lift any, but I love having added that dimension by lifting up those two butterflies that are open, lifting up their wings. So gorgeous. I'm a fan of these cards. Very much a fan of these cards. So here are the first two, which means our Lost Lagoon card is the last one that we have left. So let's see. Obviously, I know what pieces are going to go on this one because it's a process of elimination here. And we have just a few left. Okay. Ooh, very, very pretty. Okay. Surrounding You with Love, and we're putting that on this polygonal shape. Alright. So go ahead and mount that stamp again. I'm going to go sideways on this one. Get a little of the stickiness off. All right, bring your stamp pad back in. Get it nice and evenly inked. Okay. Let's make our sentiment piece straight so we have a shot of it stamping it straight. This fits pretty tightly on here top to bottom, so be careful as you stamp. Usually let it sit for a little bit, let the ink soak in, and then lift it off. Beautiful, sending loving thoughts your way. I love that. And actually what they did was Surrounding You with Love. Haha. So either way, any of the sentiments would fit on this one. My bad. Wasn't paying close enough attention. Surrounding You with Love is what they stamped. But they all fit. So whichever fits your purpose. Okay. So next we are going to bring in the matted piece with some pre-printed butterflies. Oh, we're also stamping a butterfly on here. I love it. Okay, so our friends in Oregon are picking on how we talk. We talk funny.
And it's Oregon.
I know, that's fine.
Not Oregon.
Well,
until you go there, you don't know that. I've been there and I learned that.
You learned that. Well, you know, I don't know if I've been there or not. I feel like I haven't. But yes, they say we have a Midwestern accent, and it's probably true. No one knows they have an accent until they go anywhere but where they are. And it's like, oh wow, maybe we do talk a little funny.
Up there, A.
Yeah. So that's funny. We had an intern at the museum this last semester. He just finished up with us last week, who was from Canada. We get a large collection of Canadian students at our university for hockey. So he did the stereotypical A when he was talking, and it was just, I honestly didn't know he was from Canada until we were getting ready for a radio interview together, and he was talking about how he drove to school. I was like, well, that's, not abnormal. And he said from 33 hours away, and I was like, okay, where is 33 hours away that's drivable? Like, I'm so confused. And he was from Vancouver. And so that started to make more sense, but 33 hours just still is an unreasonable amount of time to drive. So, but yes, he had a bit of a Canadian accent, or more so Canadian dialect. And so I get it. We all talk our own way. Well, we love you too. Okay, so while I was having that talk, grab the open butterfly with the open wings, and stamp a basic gray nestled into these other two butterflies that are already printed. And then step 2 is going to be adding the sentiment centered with dimensionals, and then also putting dimensionals on the back. Again, I am going to dimensionalize a little bit more generously than they showed, just because, again, I feel like this is a decently sized piece of paper here, and I don't want it to sag. Okay, so this is just gonna go centered in here. I think that's centered. It's funny because I'm like looking at it from an angle, and yes, I can get right over the top of it, but then you see my hair. There's a few grays up there. No one needs to see that. But so I can't quite tell if that's centered or not. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and punch out all of these butterflies. It looks like we are going to be using one of each of the sizes. So we do then get one extra in case of boo-boos. And then these are gonna be adhered with glue dots. And it does appear as though, I think we're onto something here. The glue dots look to be strategically placed so that we can lift the wings like we did on the other card. A lot of beautiful dimension in these cards. You guys better speak up and take some of these kits, otherwise I'm gonna feel the need to buy one. My husband is from Michigan, and I taught him 42 years ago how to pronounce Oregon. I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying it the right way or the wrong way. Oregon? Oregon. Like the organ. Okay.
It's just again instead of gone.
Yeah.
Meh.
So, I love visiting his side of the family just to hear their accent. That is funny. All right, so I'm gonna throw all my extra little butterflies into the box. And then I'm going to grab my dimensionals. So again, I think I'm just gonna put the 6 like they had suggested, and then just throw 2 extras down the middle just to help support the middle. Okay, got a little bit of a hodgepodge on the back here, but that's okay. The dimensionals are just sacrificial. You don't see them, but they provide beautiful height and depth. It's lovely. Oh, we didn't even bring our card base in. So bring in your Lost Lagoon card base. Go ahead and grab your bone folder and give it a nice crisp crease. This is a horizontal card. So it doesn't look like there's necessarily a direction. Okay, so center the mat on your card. I think that's centered. And then, now this is going to be a smidgen of a pain. Looks like we're putting 2 glue dots down the spine of each butterfly. Oh, yes. I don't know how to say organ. There. Did I do it right that time? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I am bringing in, I don't know if you noticed, I brought in my own dimensionals, my own tear and tape, and my own glue dots, just because I have a pack that's started, so why start another one? But you do get the supplies that you need in the kit. The glue dots in the kit, however, are not on a roll, so don't be startled. If you're new to stamping, it does look different. Oh, that didn't stick. I'm using my Take Your Pick tool. Glue dots can be finicky. And they can have a mind of their own, and they can go everywhere or nowhere, and so I like to use the Take Your Pick tool. I also have very long nails, so sometimes that's helpful, but sometimes it makes it harder. So I resisted buying a Take Your Pick tool for the longest time, which is funny because they're only like 10 bucks. But once I finally did, I'm like, wow, this is very useful. I don't know why I fought this for so long. I was being stubborn. Okay, so before I stick these down, I'm going to take my 2 thumbnails and bend in the middle on the spine. And we're gonna put the gray one here. Every single one of these is getting Stella. Just decided. Next we have, okay, so here's the small pink butterfly. That one's gonna go down at the peak of the Lost Lagoon. Printed butterfly. Throw some Stella on her. Butterflies are a hot topic in the Lamb household right now. My son is in kindergarten, and they must be hatching butterfly chrysalis, I think is what they're called. Hi, Elaine! Late to the live, absolutely not a problem. We are finishing our last of the cards, and then I'm gonna have to pull together a design for the alternative. I have a couple ideas floating up there. So I'm trying a couple different things as I'm putting these different butterflies on. So the first one, I just lifted the wings up by pushing down on the middle, so like making a V. The second one, I tried to curl the wings and I didn't do a very good job. So on the next one, I'll show you how I did the third one that seemed to be pretty successful. So this beige one is going here, kind of a little overlapping our gray guy. So anyways, my kindergartner has been talking a lot about butterflies recently, so that's been fun. And now I'm making beautiful butterfly cards. So I really should get one of these kits and make butterfly cards with him. He enjoys, well, and I think they're watching along. So shout out to Mom and Zachary and Jacob. Hope you're enjoying watching Mommy make cards. Let me know if you think we should make butterfly cards together. Oh, those boys. Okay, so then what I am doing is I'm going to take and hold in each of my thumbs the butterfly wings, I'm going to put my pointer fingers behind and then push down to make the V. Then while I'm holding the right side in my hand, I'm just going to take and curl the wing over my pointer finger with my thumb, just to give the butterfly curled wings. Any extra paper pumpkins? Yes, Elaine, if you want to grab one.
Put her down, tell her that the house is all gonna be locked up though, and that she should plan to get it after May 6th.
Okay, so here are the instructions. The house is going to be all locked up because Chris is going to be out
And
of
I've got
town.
somebody watching and being here, but it's gonna be locked up for people not to be able to do customer
So-
pickups. There's no customer pickups.
No customer pickups until May 6th. So, to all our local peeps, no pickups till the 6th. But yes, Elaine, we will put one aside for you because this is a really great kit. Okay, so got some Stella on that one. Got the wings nice and fluffy. And then last but certainly not least, we have the pink butterfly with the colorful wings. Hello, Tina. Thank you so much for joining. And now this one, because the wings are so small, I'm just kind of using my pointer finger's nail to curl them. There's so many different ways you can do that. And you know what? You might not want the butterfly to be flying off the page. But I like the little extra depth that brings. So now this one's going to go up straight above the sentiment. Grab a little Stella, shine that bad boy up. Then we're done. We are done with all of our cards already. That was easy breezy. Linda Scott would also like a paper pumpkin.
Okay, that might be it.
That might be the last one. So, Linda, we will put you down on a paper pumpkin. Anyone else, we will check into availability, but we might be out now. Okay, so here are the 3 cards we made. They are so incredibly pretty. Please let me know which is your favorite. I'm going to give another, show them off one more time because they just show so much nicer when you catch the metallic. So that is the gray card. Here is our white and beige card. Ooh, so pretty. And then here is our Lost Lagoon card. So, which is your favorite? I definitely like the gray granite one the best. I know we didn't do any stamping, so like that feels like it shouldn't even be an option. But it's just so classy with the champagne, and I love how the text is in champagne. They like dry embossed that in there. Just beautiful card all around. They are all gorgeous. The middle one. Okay, so Susan likes the white one. The Lost Lagoon. Okay, so we're getting some votes for all of them. I love it. Okay, so here we go. Now I need to get creative. And I'm not going to lie, the last while, I haven't had the opportunity to crack open the paper pumpkin kits or to even peek online at what I was getting myself into. So, I mean, this is live stamping at its finest. So usually what that means is I come to the alternative and just have a spiral of ideas and pull together whatever I can. And it's been going pretty well. I've been pretty proud of how they have turned out. But what I am going to do is kind of walk through where my brain is going on the alternative before we embark on it. So, the card mats are printed on both sides. So that is automatically an opportunity to double the amount of cards that you have. what I would do here is cut down the score mark. You can make these cards exactly the way they are just by adhering them to a card base. So for these cards, I would either put them on a basic white or a, is this basic? Oh, kids, it's time to pick up your toys. I just started setting alarms as like keeping me on task in my routine. So now we're gonna be getting a couple alarms here as the kids are at home getting ready for their nighttime routine. Or I would do the basic beige. So whichever you prefer or have access to, then you can automatically go ahead and use all of this bonus as card fronts or card mats. So we're getting a lot of votes for the Lost Lagoon. So I think that is the, well, honestly, there's a lot that are coming in for all of them. So they are all gorgeous. Clearly, there isn't a bad one in the bunch. Okay, so I'm gonna move these off to the side so that they are here to inspire us, but not in the way of our creative juices flowing. So the other thing that I will begin to sound like a broken record here is I see these beautiful envelope flaps and know that these are going to be sacrificed to the garbage monster. I feel like as a card maker, and this may just be my opinion, so you do not need to follow me on this, but in my opinion, we love when people save our beautiful handmade cards, and of course some of us use that phrase and pass the card on so that the card then can be gifted. But I personally feel like envelopes always end up in the trash. So I don't want to waste this beautiful, especially they foiled on it. So I likely am going to cut each of the card bases in half, and then also probably going to cut the flaps off of the envelopes and use this piece as an accent piece, and then have a lot of extra supplies to make this kit go even farther. So I am going to use this flap and the basic white with the speckling. I think it's called stippling. And I love this look, and of course I love that it is so either gold or champagne. I'm guessing champagne because that is what is listed on the back of the instructions. But let's go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut this down as well. Okay. Now, if you don't have basic beige, you could further cut this envelope down and now you've got a mat of basic beige. So that's need not be wasted. So I don't know if I'm going to use this tonight or not, but either way, I'm going to go ahead and trim that out because it's a very useful piece of paper. Now, of course, this is a little thinner than the cardstock, but it's still got that beautiful, rich color to it. So another resource. You're fine. Chris is like multitasking, and she is doing a great job getting things ready and out the door. Okay, so let's see here. I need to move this one out of the way, even though I love, love, love it. All right, so let's see here. It doesn't appear as though this is a directional piece, but it does look like most of the butterflies. Well, some are flying every which way. Okay, and the stamps that we have are, okay, so we have some sentiments, we have a couple butterfly stamps, and then some stippling. I feel like I'm going to intend to put a strip of butterflies along the, oh no. Okay, sorry YouTube quit. But we're still on. Okay. Mitzi, we will look and see if we have any paper pumpkins left, but I cannot make any promises. So we'll put you on the list. We'll see if they are all spoken for or not, and let you know. Okay, so I'm going to start by grabbing a basic white card base. Okay. And then I'm going to decide, I feel like I need an accent color. I personally am not a huge fan of Lost Lagoon as a color. That's very judgmental, but it's just, it's a pretty color. It just doesn't speak to me. I'm thinking I want to do a soft pink. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Let's get the instructions back out. Moody Mauve is what they used in the kit. I think that's a little too dark for what I'm envisioning. I don't have much of a vision, but I think it's a little too dark for what I'm envisioning. So I'm gonna go grab a stamp pad. Do you have a blending brush?
Yeah, they're in the drawer over there.
In the drawer?
Over there.
Okay, great. Okay, so knowing it is a lovely kit, I love it. Knowing that you can't undo ink, I'm gonna start with Bubble Bath because that's a light pink. Melon Mambo I think is gonna be too abrasive, but I have it just in case. Okay, where is my, I don't have a plan yet, so bear with me. Okay, so Bubble Bath, such a beautiful soft pink color, and I'm going to, now this is on a scrap, so I'm going to ink up my blending brush and then softly add some color. Oh, this is such a pretty color. This was definitely the right choice. I don't know if I'm going to try to evenly color it or kind of, yeah, I think I'm going to kind of give it more of a tie-dyed look. A little thicker in color in one area, a little more sparse in others. Now I am going to definitely go around the entire edge, but because I'm planning on having the piece with the butterflies, not going to waste the time or ink to do in the middle here. Of course, I might change my mind there, but we'll see. Okay, look at that beautiful color. Holy man. I'm not going to clean out my blending brush yet because I'm not positive I'm done with it. I am now going to cut this down to a normal size. I don't know what that is yet, but so we've got the flat flush edge on the left, and then I'm going to cut this flat and flat. It's got the rounded corners from the envelope, which is kind of cute. I'm not sure, but I might keep that. The other thing I was thinking is I might tear the edge. I really like that torn edge look. But again, I'm not sure where this is going yet. So, oh, it's up in the air. Where did my, at the back, here's my card base. I also like the layered edge that comes by doing this. I feel like I want to figure out, I think I'm gonna put a banner with a sentiment down here. Don't know exactly how that's gonna go yet. I also want to get some, probably some embellishments and some ribbon in here. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and tear this. This is on the gummed piece of the envelope, so it's probably not tearing as naturally as just normal paper would. Also, there's foiling on it, so that's gonna impede the tearing a little bit as well. But that's the beautiful part about tearing, is it's not going to be perfect. Okay, so I really like that. Now, I'm going to grab, I feel like I don't want to use basic beige because I want it to stand out a little bit. I am going to grab maybe basic gray and bubble bath. I don't exactly know what my intention is here yet, but this is going to be something to do with this sentiment. Oh, look how just soft and beautiful this bubble bath is. Definitely want another layer beneath this, and I wonder if I want that to be gray. So I'm thinking of doing something like, okay, obviously gonna need a full piece. Yes, I do too. Ooh, okay, so I kind of like what I was just doing there, even though that was unintentional. So I think I'm gonna grab a little bit. Oh, I don't know if I have a larger piece of basic gray. Huh. Nope. Nope, so close.
Can you offset it, like cut it?
So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do little strips. I need to make them even strips. Sometimes easier said than done. So I'll take these longer ones. Yes, bubble bath was absolutely the perfect color to choose for this. And I didn't even know it. I've never used bubble bath before. Okay, so we have a strip that is 1 inch. So I want to make these 1/2 inch strips, which is going to be a delicate cut, but they don't need to be perfect. I'm probably going to do about 5 of them. Oh, so one of them's a little thicker and one of them's a little thinner. That works. It's maybe a little shy of a solid inch. Okay, so now I have these strips. This is a great way to use scraps if you hold on to scraps. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down. I'm just gonna commit. We're gonna start making some changes, making some decisions, and making it work. Okay, so this is a fully sized mat. I don't know if that makes sense. This is the size of the front of the card. So you're just gonna line it up flush with the top and the bottom and the left and the right. And then I want to leave a little peeking of bubble bath over there. So I don't know if I want to make them like that, or if I want to make them sporadically chaotic. nope, I think what I want to do, okay, so we're gonna run oh, here's my next alarm. Time to turn the TV off. Here's a glimpse into my nighttime routine. I will say, it's not off to a stellar start. It's not terrible, but you know, everything takes a little bit of getting used to. But recognize that we definitely need a stronger routine than we are currently in. It'll be helpful for everyone. So either I'm going to butt them right up because I don't mind the little, I don't know, added texture that that gives. Or I'm going to do a very thin space between them. I think I'll do a very thin space. Don't know why, but just because, that's why. And I might actually only do 3 strips. We'll just have to see. Oh man, I'm trying. Mary says she loves the alarms. Sometimes we all need a little help. My oldest son is like, I don't like Google, because not only is the alarm, but the alarm is set to make an announcement over the Google speakers. So it says, turn the TV off. So yeah, he doesn't really like Google because Google is not a huge fan of having to turn the TV off or picking up his toys and all that stuff, but it's good for everyone. I'm going to trim. Okay, that's a little too thick. But I'm going to go ahead and trim. It was a little uneven. And it was probably better just to leave it, but I let it get the best of me. Okay, so I just trimmed that off, and then I just need to that little nudge. You're fine. Okay, so
I'm trying to get some shipments.
Chris is getting some shipments off, so don't mind the madness, because when you get that package in the mail, you're going to be so happy to get your stamping supplies. Okay, so now we're going to put this here and decide whether we want a 4th strip that is torn. Huh, I'm torn about it.
No pun intended.
Haha, absolutely no pun intended. So in order to do that, oh, look at that. It's got adhesive on it. It's a lick and stick envelope, my friends. Okay, so I'm gonna adhere that via lick and stick to the piece, and then I'm gonna try to follow the tear. And then I might decide that I hate it and tear it off. So we will see. Okay, so just to save myself a little bit here, I'm going to go ahead and trim this down. Okay. This is kind of like the scrappy strip technique on steroids. Okay, so now we are going to gingerly try to tear adjacent to the tear we already made. Of course, it doesn't have to match perfectly, but it would look a little weird if it was like just chaotically not at all aligned. Okay. Got a little zealous over here. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. Okay, so now we're gonna put adhesive behind this. And I didn't know how long these tails were going to be, so I see I need a little extra glue here, a little extra glue here. So let that sit, and then add some glue to this piece. Okay. Pop that right there. Okay. Looks like we're making a card. Now, I was thinking of having the sentiment on this, what do we call this? This is bubble bath. Surrounding you with love is probably what I'll do, because that's what I was supposed to do last time and I messed it up. And then I was thinking of having gray lightly around it. Oh, that is not straight. That's not helpful. Do I have a piece that's wide enough here? Well, I might need to straighten this out and thin this down. If I thin this down just a smidgen, I think I'll be okay. Is there any beige-ish ribbon?
Yeah, there's basic beige ribbon.
Basic beige ribbon. That sounds like exactly what I need.
Yeah, where is it?
So glad you're here.
Okay, let me think about this for a moment. Give me one moment in time and that'll be
Patricia, thank you so much. It's coming together. It's definitely coming together. Yeah, not a problem. Take your time. I got other decisions to make. All right, basic gray. All right, surrounding you with love. Is this the size it needed to be? No. Okay, so I'm gonna put it somewhere over here. Oh, beautiful. All right, let's put the trimmers away. I think we can put the trimmers away. We can always take them back out. Okay, so now I need to clean my stamp. Okay, I'm gonna put some scraps away for a second here. Guys, I've never used bubble bath before, and I'm very, very much in love with the color. That one I need. Too many pieces of scraps just to get the right size. Okay, so basic gray. Go ahead. Oh my gosh, I had ink on the block. That was close to an ink catastrophe. You guys, there's still ink on the stamp. I just can't get the ink to go away. Okay, now I'm a little less chaotic. Ooh. No, I don't think that'll be necessary. I was thinking about putting like 3 times stamped off gray stippling around it, but I'm not gonna. Okay, so let's put some liquid glue. Thank you, Elaine. I really appreciate it. It's coming together. It's a little bit of a hot mess, kind of. It's been a process, but I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna put it flush to the left. And there's just a very thin basic gray border on here. And then this is going to go down here, and then we're gonna add some of that basic beige ribbon. I'm also gonna go get some embellishments. Ooh, and some Stella. Ooh. I wanted to stipple the stippled background with Stella, but I forgot to do that, and now it's gonna get all over this, and I don't want it on that. So I basically have to mask that. She's got all sorts of stuff. Okay. So I am going to, thank you. Oh, that's perfect. I have a great idea. Okay, so I'm masking what would not have been there had I thought of this earlier. But I don't want any Stella stippling on that piece that we just created. I just want it on the background. So go ahead and either do it before this point in making the card or mask it up like I did. Okay, so now I'm just going to, the thing with stippling is there is absolutely no directional control. So like I can see where I want to put more Stella, and just keep
Even tell
praying.
Mitzi that I don't have any left.
Okay, Mitzi, I have an update. Unfortunately, we do not have any kits left.
Pumpkins, yeah.
The pumpkins have all been accounted for.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Okay, so I want a little bit more here. Oh, we're getting there. Like I said, no control. Okay. Oh. All right. Okay. So, made a little bit of a mess on the glass mat. Hello, Feline. Thank you so much for joining. It's absolutely all right that you're late to the party. We are just wrapping up the details on our alternative card, which is turning out great. Okay, so now I want to, clean up my space because I made a smidgen of a mess. I'm just gonna use, it's just Stella, so it's glittery. So I'm just gonna use my cardigan and have some nice glitter on my cardigan. It's all good. Okay, so now I want to trim this to size, which is going to get me to about here-ish. Who's got any idea what we're doing with the ribbon? It's the lamb technique. You got it. Sorry, I didn't even give you any time to guess. Okay, so we are going to grab our tear and tape. We are going to layer it. So now I'm not positive if I'm going to do it on the top and the bottom. I feel like I probably am, but I'm going to start with the bottom because I want the bottom for sure. So run some tear and tape along the bottom. Go ahead, if you've never seen the lamb technique, as I like to call it, basically you're just putting down a piece of tear and tape and you're weaving your ribbon back and forth over the tear and tape to create a kind of loopy pattern on the bottom. The beautiful thing about this is you can, you don't push it down too hard and you can lift it right back up if when you flip it over the spacing isn't great. I do that all the time. So usually I don't like to end with it down, but that's how it spaces out. So let's flip it over and see. That looks pretty dang good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my ribbon scissor and cut that at an angle. We're gonna roll with it. And then stick down the back side of all your loops. Cover it up with a piece of tear and tape, but leave the glossy backer on. That is going to finish your tear and tape sandwich, or your ribbon sandwich as some refer to it. Okay, surrounding you with love. I love it. I'm having several ideas. I don't know. Okay, so that looks to be adhesive. How did I get adhesive on there? I mean, it's great because I can get it off. Oh, what's the time to do now? Time to brush teeth and take vitamins. I'm missing all the fun at home. Okay, so now, do I want to... Okay, if you don't see where this is going to be dimensionalized. I just don't know if I want to do ribbon on the top. I think I don't. I'm gonna follow that theory for now. We will see. Okay, bring my dimensionals back in. I do have to go get some form of embellishments because I would like to see embellishments on the card. Not that it's a bad thing, but Paper Pumpkin has, usually you get ribbon or embellishments. Very rarely do you get both. This kit was neither, and that's okay. I think it's because we were kind of spoiled with the metallic accents or the foil accents. Okay, I'm gonna go grab the embellishments and see what I come up with. Oh my Lanta. I'm coming back with just a horde of embellishments. Chris normally has them in the stamp box cases. No top ribbon. Okay. So we're all on the same page. But with the new catalog. Okay, where does it say the colors? With the new catalog, I feel as though these are the new embellishments. Maybe that she hasn't interspersed yet. Okay, so I kind of like those. I love these. Too white. Post work. Nope, too peachy. Oh my goodness gracious. These are beautiful. So I just need to decide. Thank you so much, Misty. I appreciate it. Or the iridescence. No, that contrasts with the foil way too much. Okay, so now it's time for some decisions. So that's gonna be there. Do I go with the, no, I think these are ivory, but of course that is close enough to the beige. Do I go with the glitzy? So I feel like as much as I love the glitzy, I shouldn't, because I feel like that's competing with the foil and the Stella. We already have two kind of different kinds of, not iridescence, but two different kinds of sparkle on here. So I think I need to rein myself in as much as I love, love, love these, what are they called? Adhesive backed sparkle gems. Oh. If anyone wants to know what to get me for my birthday, I'm totally kidding. My birthday's in October. It's these adhesive back sparkle gems. Holy man, they speak to my soul. Okay, so now I just need to decide if I'm going with these, which I think I'm not. I'm just gonna go with the plain Janes. Okay, so that was some really good decision making. I am a largely indecisive person, so that was awesome. We did it. I feel like we got a couple, yeah, let's use up some scraps. Okay. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and stick this down. I don't foresee needing anything behind it that isn't already behind it. Oh, got another alarm. Bedtime stories.
I'm gonna go.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Talk to you later. Okay, I can't make it stop.
I just
Say
grabbed
stop.
I just grabbed the ink color paper here.
Okay.
You're gonna have to get the Summer Splash from Mom
Okay.
in her box.
Got
that
it.
She has, but otherwise you can go grab the rest of the colors you need.
Perfect. Sounds good. Okay, we're gonna place that about here-ish. But we want it to be straight, which that is not. Is that straight? Okay, well let's make the card straight to begin with. That? Something like that? Okay. And then we're gonna see what we're doing with these embellishments. Definitely gonna nestle a couple up in here. Okay, I'm very bad with randomly placing embellishments. So anyone that wants to support me, you just tell me where they should go. Or maybe it should be like here and there, or there and there. Why is it so difficult? That's what I want to know. There and there and there? We'll try this, and then we'll go from there. I definitely want to put some on the background as well. I tend to go overboard with embellishments. They do say embellishments are best placed in odd numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, is that good? Is that enough? Do we go with 7? Man, that might be enough. I don't know. Anyone have any opinions? Let's see. This is where our card is at currently. Look at that beautiful foil. Holy man. I'm going to start picking up because I am undecided on whether I feel content with it or if I need to add a few embellishments or add a little something here or there. I can't tell. So here we go. I'm indecisive, people. And it's like it's there. It's good. It's done. But I just can't give it up. Okay. Mary Lemke says it is good. Anyone have any ideas or things they'd like to see play out before I put all my supplies away? And I'm going to bring the other cards back in the frame. Oh, it's funny. This one does not look like it matches. Well, okay, it doesn't look like it doesn't match with the group, but the bubble bath is definitely a little bit of a skew from the color scheme. Not in a bad way, it just is. Okay, I'm going to try to get all of that bubble bath out of here. Didn't end up needing to bring back the blending brush. I got it pretty well colored the way it was. It's gorgeous and pretty. Thank you, Karen and Sandy. I love it. Okay, and then I'll wash out the blending brush after our show. But I think we got it. What do you think? So, great way to get extra mileage. So basically the kit comes with the capacity to make these 9 cards. If you cut the back off of it, now you have the fronts to make 9 additional cards. And if you splice and dice the envelopes and use your own envelopes, then you have more pieces as well that either you can use on your additional cards or you can use in other realms of crafting. So, what do you think? Did you have a great time tonight? Are you impressed? Are you going to make the alternative? That is like the ultimate compliment. So, if you are inspired, your alternative does not need to look like this. It could look completely different. It could be this exact same card, but with a different color scheme. It could be this exact same card. I'm not offended in the least if you want to do that. But if you do make an alternative inspired by what you watched tonight, I would love for you to share it with us. Post it on the Cards by Christine page, email it, message it, send it to Chris, in whatever way you communicate. We love seeing what you make inspired by what we bring to you. Thank you, Linda and Patricia. It's so, and Linda and Karen. Jeez, you guys. I'm so glad. Oh, and Shirley. Sorry, they're like coming in out of order. I'm so glad you guys like it. It was lots and lots of fun. This kit is incredible. I love the foil. Foil has always been one of my favorite stamping, not embellishments, but like, I don't know, ways to level up a card. Obviously, foil is not something that you can necessarily do on your own. There are foiling machines and all that good stuff, but Stampin' Up! Always has a lot of really great foil options, either in their DSPs, sometimes in their Impura packs, sometimes in embellishments and stuff like that. So always great ways to add that type of accent, but just a huge fan of this kit. I hope you had a great time making it along with me, or just crafting along with me in general. Make sure to get your paper pumpkin kits made. I say that intentionally because I was a paper pumpkin subscriber for years and just took it from the mailbox into the craft room, and a month later from the mailbox into the craft room, and then I had a giant stack of paper pumpkins that were untouched. So my mom and I created an organization system for the stamps and the inks and the kit pieces and stuff like that. And her and my cousin and I are trying to work through a lot of past paper pumpkin kits. A lot. So, be sure to make your kits. Cards do no one any good sitting in a box on a shelf. So I hope you had a great time tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, if you make any cards, even if they're just the paper pumpkin cards from the kit, share it with us. We love to know that you're crafting and thinking about us. I hope you have a fantastic evening. I hope you have a great Friday, woohoo, and a fantastic weekend ahead. Look forward to crafting again with you soon.